Hello, everyone, and welcome to our webinar on automated tracking and our new procurement tier. We're really excited to have you here. You're going to notice in the chat on the right of your screen, there's a couple of messages from our CEO, Valeria, who's here and here to answer your questions during the webinar. But that being said, I will reserve some time at the end of the webinar to answer any other additional questions, or if there's specific things that you want me to dive into a little bit further, feel free to drop those in the chat as well as we go. But we're really excited to have you all here. For those of you that are already Alcove users, you can go to the link that Valeria provided and log into your account. For those that do not yet have a trial going with us or are a user, you can also go to that link and create your account really easily. So highly recommend you can do that and play around in the background while I'm kind of walking through some of these features as well. So it kind of helps you to get familiar with the system. Anyway, we're super excited to have you here. My name is Paige Green. I'm the head of product here at Alcove. We have been working very hard with hundreds of designers. Some of you, which you're on the call, were also part of our beta program last year. We really appreciate all the feedback that we received. It's helped us to continue to build this program and make it work well for you. But as you guys probably know, we're always adding and releasing new things. So your feedback is super important to us. So I will reiterate this throughout the call, but we always welcome feedback and suggestions from all of you guys. So today we're going to really focus on this new automated tracking that we've just released, as well as our procurement tier. So what you're going to notice now, just to kind of set the stage on this in your account, is that if you go to your subscription, if you're still on trial, you're going to see this message. You can click Update Plan. But we now have two tiers in our system. So we've done this based on feedback from users like you who've let us know that for some people, they'd really like to manage their information in a couple of different systems. And so this procurement tier just allows people to really focus on the ordering through installation phase of your design process and not have to really pay attention too much to the estimates and invoices, payments, et cetera, from clients if you handle those elsewhere. We also, on the professional tier, just for reference, we are going to be releasing our new QuickBooks integration here coming up in the next week or so. We're in final testing on that. But this tier does give you access to that Gmail integration as well. So mainly centered around kind of client estimates and payments and invoices, but also has some additional features as well. We're going to focus heavily here on what's included in the procurement tier, how you can use this with your other systems, and what the benefits are of all of the tracking that probably most of you are doing on a spreadsheet. So we've heard over and over again that even those people that are using systems to do their project management, the majority of them are still downloading and creating a spreadsheet for that tracking process. So all that time that could be, as you guys know, a year plus of time tracking products across all the vendors and shipments and everything is usually done in a spreadsheet. So that's really where we're focused today, is getting you guys out of a spreadsheet and into a system. So I'm not going to speak too much more on this, but if you guys ever want to kind of look at the pricing, this is all here in your account. Awesome. So I'm going to start us off with your creating a project. So I highly recommend that you guys create a project and uploads one of your current projects into the system. And I will show you kind of quick ways to do that. But to do that, it's very easy. You just click here in the bottom left under project or client name. You can type the name of the project in and click create, and it's going to create. For the purpose of today, I'm going to use our demo project, which you can always generate from your getting started page here. That just gives you a reference project to view how we have built the application, how it's used generally across our users. So what you're going to have for every demo project is this nice overview page. Here you can see and add your client as well as a photo, and you have some general information about the project. Below, you're going to see this order status report. So this gives you an idea of where your products are in that tracking process, whether you've ordered, shipped, delivered. All of this is going to be here. You can hover to see the number of products. And below that, you're going to see some upcoming and shipping and delivery dates. So this just gives you a quick glance at things that you might need to pay some attention to that are coming up, let's say in the next week, that need some extra attention and love. But when in doubt in the system, really important, we work really hard to make everything very clickable. So anywhere that you see anything you think that might be clickable, I encourage you to click and play around. Everything we try to make it go somewhere with a purpose. So in this case, number of rooms, you can edit and add rooms. Orders will take you to the orders page, etc. So highly recommend clicking those. You can even click these bars to take you straight to the product status page with those filters added. So I'm going to actually move over to the product status page. So in the procurement tier, this is going to be your kind of main place for tracking all of your information and all of your products. So this is where you'll spend the majority of your time. Here you're going to see some filters at the top, same kind of idea here. This allows you to kind of filter down your items and make sure that you're viewing exactly what you want to see. So for instance, if I just want to look at things that are in the foyer, I can click this icon and it will filter those down. I can unclick it to go back to my main view. So if I scroll down here, you're going to see all of your products. This may look, the formatting, similar to kind of what you have in your spreadsheet. So we're just trying to make this a lot more visual, a lot easier to manage your information and keep things up to date. So on this page as well, you're going to see these check boxes on the left. So highly encourage you guys to play with this as well. This is a great way to do bulk updates. This is kind of our bulk operations tool here. So you have your bulk bar here. You can add a ship to address to multiple items at once. You can update the status of those items. You can add tags, which will go into even dates. I'll also show you what our custom PDFs look like. You can always export to a spreadsheet to get all of your information. You can assign them to a room and you can delete. So this is a great way to kind of manage if you have multiple products. You can use your filters to kind of filter down and then use this checkbox here to do those updates. So highly recommend that as a little tip or trick. But for each item here, you're going to see your name of your item, your vendor, your room, if they've been assigned, ship to address. You can add as many ship to addresses in a project as you like. So this is a great way to organize kind of where things are going. You can use it as a filter. It shows up in multiple different places. And so this is a great way to do that here. You can assign that and you'll see it here as well. And then here's their filter at the top. So if you have things going to a fabricator office, receiver, you can add as many as you like there. This first little icon is the bell. So this is for adding lead time. So you can add that in days, weeks, or months. So here I'm going to add 3 weeks. Now you will notice that when I hover over one where there's no order date, it's just going to tell me lead time 6 weeks. But in this case where I have an order date already here, it's going to show me the estimated ready to ship date. So a great way to kind of figure out when we think these products are going to ship based on adding the lead time to the order date. The second icon is the truck. So this really feeds into our new automated tracking. So this is where you can add the tracking details for an item. So we have in here lots of freight carriers pre-populated. You can always add your own as well and add a URL to go straight to that product. So you can see in some of these, if I click, you'll see this is a freight carrier that doesn't have automated tracking. And so I have my tracking number here. I can copy that number and then click here to go straight to that website to enter that tracking number and get my status update. So we try to keep it as much as we can where we can't integrate. We try to get that information as close to the source as possible so you can really check those very quickly. But we do have integrations with UPS, USPS, and FedEx. So when you have entered one of those numbers here, you can always click on the truck to get the latest status. So as it's kind of moving through that shipment process, you can always click here to visit the carrier site. Now, that being said, we do have now automated tracking with FedEx, UPS, and USPS. So when those items are delivered, we are going to go ahead and update the status of those items for you here. And we're going to add the date that it was delivered as well onto the product. You will also see in the top right corner here, you see this icon here, the truck. So look for the truck in every case. This is across the application. And you can click here to see all of the items across all projects that have been recently delivered, and then the date that they were delivered and updated in the system. So if you do want to go and look at all of those notifications, you can click View All to take you to a page where you can see all of those delivery notifications across the application. We will have as well in-app notifications. So if you are working on the project and something does come back as delivered, then you'll get a little pop-up bar here in the top right that tells you, and you can click on it if you want to go to that product. So very exciting stuff there. We're always looking for more integrations that we can do. So we'll continue to improve on this, getting more status updates from these carriers. So you'll see lots of things. But if you do have feedback on this particular feature, or any of the features really, but this one, if you want to tell us, we're always happy to make changes and updates. That's kind of how we like to build the product, is kind of based on y'all's feedback. Awesome. So wherever you see the truck, that's what's going on there. You can always click to add in another number for an item that doesn't yet have tracking details. The third icon here is for orders. So we actually, very exciting, have a new orders page released today that I'm going to show you guys. But in this case, it's very easy to add an order from any page. So you click here, you can see that we already have pre-filled your vendor because this vendor is already on this product. So you can create an order from that, or if you did have other orders from this vendor, you could see those existing in that dropdown. So that's a really quick and easy way to add that item to an order, and that order will generate instantly there. In the middle here, you're going to see statuses. So these are the kind of preset statuses that we have in our system. That being said, we know that these don't cover all scenarios. And so we've added the ability here to add custom tags. So you can add anything you want here. We see all kinds of scenarios. People use this in a million different ways. So it's just a great way to group items, or to add something if you need to follow up on something, or it needs more information, or it's in stock or not. You can use that in any different way. Grouping shipments is another great way, like installation shipments as well. Just a quick note on the dates. You'll notice that some of these are in gray. That just means that the status hasn't yet reached that point. So in this case, the ship date projected to be today. So let's say this item was shipped. You'll see that date turn to a darker color. And you'll see that these continue. So it just gives you a nice visual on kind of where things sit as you're looking at the dates. The only one that will change color is this installation date. So if that date has passed, or if, let's say, your ship date gets past that date, we're going to highlight that in red so that you know that there's something wrong there that you need to check into. So just a great way to get a quick view on that. But you can click into any of these dates to update them right here. Awesome. So I'm going to go in and click on one of these products. Let me go one that has some more process in it. So here now we're on the product page. So a lot of the same information that we had on the other page, you can click in to update things. One note here, once you have attached a product to an order, you can no longer change the vendor. So just as a note on that, but you get your ship to, your status, and your tags here, as well as your tracking information, lead time, and then the dates and the order status. Same thing here, everything's very clickable. So clicking on the timeline will also update your status. And you can see your approval here as well. So great way to track approvals with clients, just so you have that stored somewhere for conversations. When you're viewing the procurement tier, if you're on that tier and you're not using the estimates and invoices, you're going to see these two as locked, and you're just going to see this order page. So I'm going to skip over those for today. But this is where you're going to see if the item is added to an order. You can always click here to view the order, or you can update the order status right here within the page. If you didn't have this, this product already attached to an order, then you could add it to an order here on this page. Down below, you're going to see more information about the product. So if you wanted to add a client product name or any of the specifications, you can do that. You can add up to 5 photos here. So it's a great way to add more information for your documents. And then also you can add links to specs, warranty, and install instructions. So here's where you could add now vendor notes. This is actually a new field. So if you wanted to double check the finish and color with me before order, something to that effect, right? You can add that here for the vendor to see, and that will appear on your purchase order when you generate that. The second page here is around financials. So this is where you can set your set all of your item financials. All of this is very flexible. So you can start with a targeted client price, or you could start with unit cost with a markup. Anything you change in here will automatically kind of adjust other fields as well. Your shipping costs here, you can add a markup to those if you like. And then we do also track kind of estimated versus actual shipping. So this is something we plan on adding some reports for in the future. So you're able to see the difference in what you originally estimated the shipping and maybe what you billed your client to the actual shipping from the vendor. And we know that some of you guys like to go back and charge for those things afterwards. So great way to do that within here. But you'll see your profit update here. And you can edit your tax rate settings for the project in your edit project, but you can go straight shortcut here, and then you'll see these taxes calculating automatically. When we're talking about taxes here, we're really talking about client-facing taxes. So if you're charging taxes on your client rates, I will show you in a minute on the new orders page how you can add any sales tax that you've been charged from the vendor to track that as well. So I will also skip over these 2 tabs here. These are included in the higher tier and as part of that Gmail integration where you can organize your email. So highly recommend playing with this. If you have Gmail during your trial, you will have access to all of the features. So highly recommend playing around with that. It's a great way to organize your information coming from your vendors and your clients, etc. All right, so I'm going to actually click into this order. So we can see our new order page. So this is brand new, very exciting. We have at the top your order information. So this looks similar to what, if some of you guys have been in the system, what you were seeing, but we've added some additional functionality here around the purchase order per request from a lot of our customers. So you'll see here, one important note here, we know that your vendor invoice total may be different than what you have in the system. There could be additional fees or other things that are happening there. So highly recommend here you just click in and you can edit the vendor invoice total based on what you get back from your invoice. We will tell you if it is drastically different from, or any difference really, from your total that we have in the system for those items. And so in that case, you can double check it. You can also update the information here as well. So below here, you're going to see your purchase order. So this is the new section that you guys will not probably recognize at all. We have here our ship to address. So this is a new addition to orders. So you can add the actual ship to address for this order. That's going to automatically add that ship to address to the items in the order. And so if you change that here, then just as a note, that will change the ship to address on the items in this order as well. We have our vendor here, and also we have a new vendor experience coming soon that some of you guys may have participated in a survey about, but we would be happy to send you that survey if you're interested in giving some feedback. But we will have new pages where you can add more information around address and things that will be passed on to this page. So really exciting stuff coming on that front. You'll see your items here. Very easy to add items to an order. We will filter these items by vendor. So if there are no other items without a vendor or with this vendor, then we won't show any others here. But now a new feature, you can now add service fees to an order as well. So if you have, let's say, a specific shipping fee from this vendor, you could add that as well here. And then if you did want to mark it up, you can add that too if it's taxable. And then that is included in your order as well. So if you needed to shore up, let's say, the total cost of the actual purchase order so that it's aligned with your invoice, then you can add those fees here as well. You can also add shipping notes for the vendor here if you like. If you have detailed delivery instructions, etc., these can be added here. And as I mentioned before, this is where you can add your sales tax. So this is completely separate from the automatic tax that's being calculated on the products. And so that gives you an opportunity to then track any tax to the vendor. You'll see up here this truck icon, same thing as before. You could view your tracking information here within the page, as well as add tracking details here to these other items. If you did want to edit a product, this is a great way to do that really quickly. And then if you needed to remove a product from an order, you could click this trash can to remove it from the order. It's not going to delete it in the system. It's just going to remove it from the order. But when you feel really good about your purchase order, you're ready to send it. You can either copy a link, which is creates a URL that the user can the vendor could click to download. You can download a PDF. This option will be blocked in the procurement plan. This is for the Gmail integration, being able to attach it directly to an email. If you click preview, this is going to take you to the preview of the order. You're going to see here the way this is working. We've got this nice summary page. We've included your SKU and your side mark on this page and the information here. And then you have your estimated total here with your estimated shipping and your shipping notes. If you scroll down, you're going to see for each product, we have a tear sheet. If it had multiple pictures, they would show here, as well as those vendor notes that we talked about on the product page. So you'll see all the information here, your expected unit cost, and if you keep scrolling, then those show below as well. So when you're ready, you can download this or copy the link. And when you do, it'll download to your computer, but it will also put a version in the version history, and this will give you the ability to access that PDF really quickly at any point in time. So this will have the order number plus the date included on it. So every time you click that PDF or link, it's going to put a version in the version history. So that allows you to kind of keep track of how things are changing as you're going back and forth with the vendor, either through the initial quoting process, the ordering process, etc. Awesome. So that's our orders experience. Like I said, this is brand new, so we would really love your feedback on this as well. We want to continue to improve it. I didn't mention this before, but you can also attach your vendor invoice document here for quick access as well. So that's great to have nearby. Awesome. I'm going to go back to the product status page and show you guys one more trick here. We have a nice way to create custom PDFs. And so this allows you to send, let's say, a shipment status update to your customer, or even if you want to tell your receiver what's coming, you can use the filters to filter however you like. And once you feel good about the items that you have here, you can click this checkbox at the top. And I mentioned before this share icon. So you'll see this share icon throughout the site. Wherever you do see it, then you just click here and you can click Create PDF. And what this will do is pull together a PDF of those products you have selected. You can decide whether you want to show it in a table view or a single product on a page. In either option, you can click customize, and you can customize the document. You can add a page title if you like. We have some basics here that you could use if you like, or you can add your own. Add your logo, and if you needed to hide, let's say, the vendor from the client or other information, you can choose here what items you want to show. You can save these in a template. So in this case, I have a template already saved for shipping status. And so this is going to generate that automatically here with all of my preferences for customization already done. You can, same as before, download PDF or copy a link. This will also be blocked in the procurement tier because of the Gmail integration, but these will also allow you to send that wherever you like. And in the future, once you do have templates, it's really easy to click and do a PDF straight from a template. And so that will actually generate that straight into your template without having to go through that process. Awesome. So now I'm going to spend a little bit of time, and let's see if we had some results yet. Do we know, Valeria, on our what systems we use? Not sure if we had too many votes yet on this, but in the meantime, I'll kind of show you all the different ways to get product into your projects. We try to make this as easy as possible, no matter what tools you do use. And so we know that some of you guys are on other software systems right now, and so we have easy ways to export and import the data from those systems. In the procurement tier, if you do want to use those other systems for all your client estimates and invoices, and then download those and import into our system, that's a great way to kind of move your project through that process. Awesome. So House, Excel, Monday, Asana, etc. Perfect. So I'll show you guys some different ways there. We also have a Pinterest integration that I will show you actually really quickly here. So if you click in the top right, you'll see this option for import products. And so I'm going to start with Pinterest. So I know a lot of you guys use Pinterest for early pinning of products. And so this gives you a really fast and easy way to create products in the system from Pinterest directly. So if I click here on import Pinterest, it's going to ask you to link your Pinterest account. We'll show you your projects from Pinterest, your boards, and then you'll see all of your items and pins within your boards. If you do use sections, you can filter by the sections here and even do a select all. When you're ready, let's say I wanted to put, let me pick one that will make sense for this project. So, all right, so I'm going to put this in the dining room and click import, and these 5 pins are going to come over really quickly. And so once those have imported, we can take a look. Basically from Pinterest, we're going to get a photo. We're going to get a description as well as a title and then a URL. So the URL actually becomes really important, and I'll show you guys in a minute when I get into the web clipper. We have a way to update your items via the web clipper. So if you did want to import from Pinterest and then go to the web clipper, look them up, and then generate information on them, that's a great way to kind of get that going. All right, so that's Pinterest. If you do have your items on a spreadsheet or in another system, we accept spreadsheets exported directly from Design Files, Gather, House Pro, Ivy, and Mydoma. We have this nice little help section here where you can look for each of these systems on how exactly to download those files. In any case, it only takes a minute, like it's very quick. To go and get those files. And then when you're ready, you can just drop them here. You just select the file from your computer, drop it here, and we'll let you know, hey, this is a house file. So you can double check and make sure you have the right format there. When you do that, we're going to auto match all the fields. It's really fast and easy. It takes less than a couple minutes in total to get all this done. So highly recommend, if you guys are using any of these systems, just follow these help articles, and it'll allow you to do it really quickly and get all of your data over. If you do have your own spreadsheet, we do have the ability to import and map any of the spreadsheets. So you can match your fields to Alcove's fields. And so if I wanted to go in, let's see, I can show you guys kind of how this works. So if you do want to download, let's say even from Asana or another tool and do that. And the main thing here is that the top row of your spreadsheet needs to be the column headers, so the titles for each column. And as long as that's the case, this will work great. So just try to remove any formatting that may happen during that process. So you're going to see here, if we do see any fields that match exactly, then we're going to go ahead and pre-fill those for you. And then anything that didn't match, we're going to go, it'll leave it blank. So on these other ones, you can click here. And so the key here is product name has to be filled in order for this to work. So that's the only required field that we have in any of our add product or import flows. But you'll see all of your headers from your spreadsheet on the left. You'll see the Alcove options on the right. And you can select those and you can scroll through all of these different items here and see information. You can also add photo URLs here as well if you copy the URL from the website, etc. So this is a great way to just really quickly get your data in if you do have it on a spreadsheet. But if you do need help with any of this, I highly recommend you send your file to us. We can get it formatted really fast and easy. It takes us, minutes as opposed to, days of your life. So we are more than happy to do that for you. You can either send that to us through the chat here. You can send us an email, whatever you like. Pretty soon we'll have a way for you to just kind of dump your spreadsheet on in the system here, and then we'll get back to you and have it ready within 24 hours for you. So really highly recommend that. If you have a spreadsheet stressing you out, we'd really rather you get your project in as fast as possible. And so just let us know and we will do that formatting for you. Other ways to get product in here is to add product manually. Like I said before, the only field that is required is the product name. You can add as much information as you like now, or you can add it later. But once you do have that product name, you can click create, and it's going to add that product here. So really fast and easy. My favorite tool though, for instead of adding product here, if you don't have a spreadsheet or you've got a new project that isn't in Pinterest, is to use our product clipping tool here. And so once you've loaded this into Chrome, it's a web extension. And if you do want to download that web extension, you'll see the link here on your getting started page. So you just click this to go to the Chrome store, download that extension. Some of you guys may be familiar with these, using them on other systems, but I would bookmark it here so that it stays up in the top of your browser. And then when you're ready, you can click it to open it. So I'm on this page. I can use these arrows to move things around if, let's say, the format of the page is on the right. And in this case, I'm going to clip a new product. So the main thing here, you have to select a project. And then if you do see this autofill data button, I highly recommend you click that. That will automatically pull any data that we can get from that page, including photos, straight into the clipper. But in this instance here, you can see we didn't get the unit cost. Very easy to highlight any fields on the page, and you'll see these drop downs here. You can click unit cost, and here it goes on the left. We will pull in your all of your vendors from Alcove into your vendor list here. In this instance, I want to pull over the dimensions, so I'm going to do this here. And then you can add your types. These are coming from Alcove as well, and you can even add in this section too. So once you feel really great about this, if you want to assign it to a room, you can, and then you click clip. And I go back to my Alcove project, and then we'll see that pop up here in a minute on your project. So the other nice thing about this tool, we have this edit existing product. So I'm going to take one of these items that we loaded in from Pinterest. Let's see if I could pull in here, and I'm going to go see if these links work. Here we go. So here I am on the Macy's site. I've gone here. And so now I want to load the clipper, and I want to click edit existing project or product. Sorry. I click on my project, and then I'm going to look for these chairs here. So in this case, I also have this autofill data. So you can see right now we have this description from Pinterest and a product name. But if I click this, it's going to pull in any other photos that are there, as well as update this information with any other information we get from this site. I can also do this to update the information. And if you did have specifications and other documents on the page, so for instance, on visual comfort, you see these here. You can always right click or control click, and in the drop down, it'll allow you to clip file. And then you can pull those into the clipper as well. So that's a nice tip. But once I feel good about the new updates, I just click update, and I come back, refresh here, and it will update my information in the, here we go, been updated here, and new photos and other data here. So great way to add and edit information. There's your lamp that we got from the clipper from Visual Comfort, with all of the data that we clipped here as well. So I am, I think, coming up on my list. Does anyone have any questions they want to post in the chat? I'd be more than happy to dive a little further into anything that you may want to learn more about. Just feel free to type those in the chat. In the meantime here, I will also note that this little icon in the bottom right, this is a great way to get in touch with us if you have questions. If you, you need something, you have an issue, you want to send us your spreadsheet, you have feedback for us, you have feature requests, this is just a great way. You can dump that feedback request in here. You can ask us a question in here. We're very fast at getting back to you here. We also have all of your help articles linked here as well, and we will be posting here with new features as they come out. So this is a great way. You can check your news here, and that tells you all the new things, and you can click to learn more about them. And a lot of times we'll include a little video to help you understand what the new feature is about. So highly recommend using that to get in touch with us. We do welcome that feedback. Like I said, we built this, I will continue to iterate. We built alongside you guys, so we want to continue to do that. And so there's never a request that's too much. I think, one of the main things that we tell people is when you do make requests, we add you to a list of people who've requested certain items, which first helps us to know what things we should build next. But secondly, we can let you know early when these things are coming out. So we might be able to give you early access. You can fill out surveys for us, do testing. So it's a really great way to kind of be part of the process and make sure you're getting your feedback in early on the designs and things, so that that we know that we're building things the right way for you. So highly recommend that. We also have these resources here. And then if you do, I would recommend to anybody scheduling a one-on-one call with our team. You can just click this book an onboarding call button, and this is going to go to our Calendly, where you can find a time that works for you. But this is a great way to kind of get that one-on-one assistance and kind of a custom demo or tour if you want to learn more. For instance, today we didn't go over any of our financials pages, which I highly recommend that you explore during your time in your trial. We will note at the top anything that's a professional feature. So that will let you know that, hey, if you're going to use the procurement tier, then this feature won't be available when your trial ends after the first 30 days. But we have some great views in here. Our approvals view is great for organization. The finance view, you can see your project profitability, filter these things, as well as edit your costs directly in line here. And then, of course, our estimates and invoices. So if you do want to use the client side of things, On this side, we will be releasing our QuickBooks integration very soon, as well as client payments through Stripe on your invoices. So if that's something that you're interested in and you want to spend some more time with us on that, or even the Gmail integration, we'd be more than happy to do that with you at any point in time. So just click this book an onboarding call event here. Awesome. Yeah. All right. So comment from Valeria here. Yeah, so just as we went through a little bit the different processes here on importing, but if you guys do have these processes, it is very fast and easy to get these projects out of your systems into an Excel spreadsheet. So like I said, we've got these detailed step-by-step instructions to do so. This literally will take less than a minute, really fast, and then you just drop that file into the import flow. So as we showed before here, just click import products and then spreadsheet, and then you can drop it here. We'll show you a preview before that loads, but it takes less than a minute for it to come through. So highly recommend just testing it out with one of your spreadsheets, or as I mentioned before, send us your spreadsheet. Awesome. Yeah, so we have a question from Chantel here. Can the pricing be updated per project if vendors have different pricing during certain times of the year? Let's say a chair is $399 from Four Hands when purchased for a client 2 months ago. We have another client who wants the same chair. Yes, that's a great question, and actually I'll show you here. We have this really handy feature here where you can duplicate an item in a current project or in a new one. So let's say it's 3 months from now, and I want to add my new project here. And so now I have my new project. And so if I want to go back over and I've found this item that I want to duplicate in the new project, you can click here, duplicate, and then choose new project. The cool thing in here is it's going to bring over all of the information that's generally relevant to that product to have it, right? You get this, it says copy in the name. So this just allows you to know that that's a copy, but you've got your vendor. We won't assign a room, obviously, because it's a new project, or any of the orders or anything from before. But you've got all of your information here. Let's say they choose a different color or whatnot. And then if you wanted to update your price, let's say, they have a discount this month for this client, you want to add that here, you can do that and update it. And this chair now lives in your new project. This also works, for instance, if we have a lot of design and build and other people as well, that let's say you have 10 different toilets and 10 different rooms, you want to use the same toilet in the same project across all the rooms. That's a great way to kind of duplicate it down and not have to re-enter that information every single time. So 2 things we feel very passionately about: one, getting you out of spreadsheets. So if you ever are doing something that puts you back in a spreadsheet, let us know. These are things that we want to start to add and change for you. But secondly, we try to reduce the duplication efforts of data. So for instance, being able to pull that data out of existing tools and import in, not having to do double entry of items. We know this is your time is really valuable and you guys are really busy. So we want to make sure that in any situation we're kind of reducing that duplication effort across tools. Awesome. Well, I'm glad that was helpful, Chantel. It was nice to have you here. Awesome. And then, we'll go back really quick here just as a review on your account. So if you go into your subscription, you'll see these tiers here. So, we talked about it before. Procurement really is for anyone who just wants to use the kind of ordering through installation process and the application, the automated tracking, all of that's included. Everything we went through today is included in that procurement tier. So this is, if you're not interested right now in using the client estimates and invoices, kind of the client facing financials, the Gmail integration, QuickBooks, and other things there. We do include the Pinterest integration in the procurement plan because we know it simplifies in getting products in. So procurement might work if, let's say, you just want to use those tracking things and you're on a spreadsheet and you want to get that in and you're not ready yet for financials, or if you are using another system and you're happy with that system, or you're not ready to 100% transfer all of your data over the same month, this allows you to kind of start with the aspect that you're most likely managing on a spreadsheet in Alcove. And then if you decide later that you want to come and bring all of your information over from those tools, you can do that and transition into the professional tier. So this just gives you some really good flexibility. And like I said, we added this tier based on feedback that we got from our current customers, that it lined up with their processes. And then a lot of times it just gave them more time to make that transition from another platform, or they were really happy just managing in two places. So totally up to you guys, however you want to manage your business. We're just trying to be really flexible with that. But if you do have any questions on this or the tool or anything else, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. We're really happy that you came to join us today, or for those of you that weren't able to make it, that get this recording, we missed you. Feel free to send us a note, and we can always hop on a one-on-one demo if you have specific questions. But thank you all very, very much. We look forward to talking with you more, working with you in the future, and getting your feedback on Alcove. So I hope you all have a wonderful day, and we will talk with you all soon. Thank you.